Hey guys, in this video I will be comparing these two beautiful bikes, the Honda Revo 500 versus the Kawasaki Vulcan S. I'll be talking about minor pros and cons of each bike. When I say minor, it's because there's nothing really bad about these bikes. These are two wonderful, reliable bikes, and if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to let you know which one I chose and why. I also want to make clear that this is all my personal opinion. To my left, I got a 2023 Honda Revo 500. On my right, I have the Kawasaki Vulcan S, which is a 2021 model, but this bike hasn't changed at all. The only thing different you get every year is the color. The Revo has a base price of $6,499. The Vulcan S has a base price of $7,349. Keep in mind, guys, that I'll be talking about 2024 prices since the 2024 models are coming out. This particular Revo is a special edition, which has a MSRP of $7,000, and what you get on the special edition is a headlight cover / wind deflector, if you can call that a wind deflector. You get the fork gaiters, you get ABS. I like to get ABS on my bikes, and I encourage you guys to get ABS for safety reasons. You also get these beautiful diamond stitch seats along with color matching wheels, which I'm not crazy about the color on these wheels. Not a bad package on the special edition, considering it's only $500 extra. The Vulcan S is the Cafe with ABS. This one has an MSRP of $8,499, a whopping $1,100 different from the base model. And what you get for $1,100 is the wind deflector, ABS, and a 3-tone paint job. A pretty expensive option if you ask me. You can always get the base model plus ABS for $7,900 and save some money there. The Honda Revo has a 471cc liquid-cooled parallel twin engine. The Vulcan S has a 649cc, also liquid-cooled parallel twin engine. There's a 178cc difference on the Revo. Do not underestimate the Revo. That motorcycle for his class still has a lot of power to get you up to speed in a matter of seconds. The Revo is driven by a 6-speed manual transmission with a chain drive system. The Vulcan S is also driven by a 6-speed manual transmission with a chain drive system, but it also has a positive neutral finder. And what that means is, when the motorcycle is stationary and you're shifting up from first, it automatically lands on neutral. A good option when you come to a red light and you need a brake on your hand. You don't have to be fishing for that neutral. So remember, that only happens while the engine is on. Once the engine is off, and the motorcycle will shift to second, third, and so on, just like a normal bike. The Revo has 46 horsepower. The Vulcan S has 61 horsepower. The Revo weighs 408 pounds. The Vulcan S weighs 502 pounds. And it does feel different, almost 100 pounds. It does feel a lot heavier, especially around turns. So if you're a new driver, make sure you have the motorcycle on the right gear and right speed when taking turns. The Revo on the other side makes you turn super easy. And that's one of the reasons I bought the Revo, because my wife and son wanted to learn how to ride, and the Revo was the perfect bike for them. I was afraid to give them the Vulcan S. So if you are short and not a strong person, just be extra careful with the Vulcan S. I want to talk about weight capacity on these bikes. If you are thinking about getting any of these bikes to add a passenger to it, you might want to look into these numbers. The Revo has a weight capacity of 346 pounds. I would not, under any circumstance, add a passenger to the Revo 500, but it's up to you. They do sell the passenger seat. The Vulcan S has a weight capacity of 441 pounds, which give you a little bit more wiggle room to add a passenger. And I have my wife multiple times, and the bike handles the weight with no problem. That's the reason I got the passenger set up for it. But I only use it if I have to. Still wouldn't go on the highway with a passenger. Also keep in mind that these weight capacity are with the motorcycle dry before adding any fluid or gasoline. Also, guys, I want to take a moment to ask you, if you like the video so far, hit that like for me and I will appreciate it. And if you don't, hit the thumbs down too. I want to talk about seat height in these motorcycles, because the Revo has a seat height of 27.2 inches, which makes it a perfect bike for shorter riders. My wife is 5'1", and she can ride and reach the floor with no problem. The Vulcan has a seat height of 27.8, which also makes it a good option for shorter riders. And if you buy a new, you get the Ergo Fit, which is a system where the dealer can customize the bike to your body height and reach, and they'll do that by adjusting the foot pegs, replacing the seat with one that will position your body either forward or backward, and replacing the handlebar with one that is more reachable. The system is designed to accommodate anybody from 4 feet 11 inches all the way up to over 6 feet tall. Not all dealers participate in this program, but the one they do, they might do it for free. Some might charge you for the part, and if that's the case, I will ask to keep the original part with me, just in case I want to resell the bike to someone that is maybe taller or shorter than me. The Rebel comes with these beautiful LED headlights. It's like having 4 mini projectors, 2 for low beams, 2 for high beams. LED turn signals that when not in use, they work as marker lights. Like the way it comes from factory, I wouldn't change anything about it. But if you're planning to do some night driving, just like any other bike, that sucks. So you might want to add some running lights. Same way with the Vulcan S, at nighttime sucks, so you definitely need some running lights there too. The Vulcan S didn't come with LED. I added that myself. And the turn signal, they look all flimsy, look cheap. I definitely like the setup on the Rebel better than the Vulcan S. All right, let's move around to the side to the instrument cluster. The Honda Rebel instrument panel is a basic panel. It's not much to talk about. You do not get a tach if that's something you're looking for, but you do get a gear indicator. My only complaint is that on bright days it's a little hard to see. The Vulcan S in the other side is easier to read regardless of how bright it is outside. You do get a tach and you get a gear indicator as well. The Rebel has mid-side control, which are better for shorter riders, and you can also stand up and stretch. The Vulcan S has forward control, which are better for longer rides, but ultimately it's up to personal choice. The seats on this motorcycle, they're okay for short trips. If you are looking to do long rides, you definitely want to upgrade to an aftermarket seat. And when I mean long rides, anything over 4 hours. The seat on the Rebel looks pretty thick, but in reality, that's just the design. You only get about an inch of padding, and after 2-3 hours, you're gonna start feeling some discomfort. The Vulcan has a thicker seat, which also gives you extra padding, but it's also the same as the Rebel. After 2-3 hours, you're gonna start feeling some pain. If you ask me which one I prefer, I'm gonna tell you that I feel more comfortable on the Vulcan S. I'm going to remove the seats on both motorcycles so you can see the access to the battery. Starting on the right side of the Rebel, you're gonna have to remove this plastic cover by pulling it out. Then you're gonna need a screwdriver or something flat like a coin and loose this screw. Remove the Allen key, come around the back of the seat, and you have 2 bolts you need to remove. Pull the seat out, and right under the seat, you're gonna have 2 different tools that came with the motorcycle. One is a screwdriver. The other one is that spring loader, shock absorber, adjuster tool. And for the battery, you're gonna have to remove some of this wiring or loose them up or push them to the side. Then you're gonna have to remove this the cover, and the battery will be right under that cover. On the Vulcan S, you're gonna need the master key. You're gonna come around the left side of the motorcycle, unlock this plastic cover, and pull it towards the back of the motorcycle and out. Then remove the key, and then you're gonna have to remove the passenger and driver's seat. This key works on both the passenger and driver's seat. Unlike the Rebel, the key only works on the driver's seat. If you add a passenger seat, you're gonna need a different Allen key. Remove the seat, and the battery is right there. Super easy to work. You don't have to remove anything else. You also get this nicer tool key from Kawasaki. I also like that Kawasaki included 3 different power points. 1 on the seat, 2 behind the instrument panel. So if you want to connect the GPS or running lights, whatever you want to connect, you don't have to be cutting wires and splitting wires. Honda Rebel only included 1 that is right behind the instrument panel. To get power to these connectors on the Kawasaki, you will have to buy a relay from Kawasaki. And if you need help connecting the relay, I have a video about it too, so you can check it out. These two bikes are very fun to drive, but if you are looking to do some city driving, I'm going to tell you right now, you'll be better off with the Rebel. Like I said before, when I'm driving the Rebel, I feel like I'm driving a dirt bike, so you're going to be able to maneuver the bike around traffic and get out of people's harm way faster on the Rebel than the Vulcan S. Braking is pretty good on both bikes. Not the best, but I have no complaints about the braking. The throttle response is also very good on both bikes. I only have one little complaint about the Vulcan S, is that the throttle is kind of twitchy, so you might not like it at the beginning, but at the end you will get used to it. After a while you won't even know the difference. When it comes to aftermarket parts, guys, I gotta tell you, hands down to the Kawasaki Vulcan S, they have a whole bunch of aftermarket parts for this bike. I even saw a guy from YouTube that has a Vulcan S that looks like a mini Harley Davidson street glide. Not so many parts for the Revo 500. I'm not going to talk about aftermarket parts because this is not part of the video, but I do want to talk about one thing, and that is the muffler. These two motorcycles from factories are pretty quiet, and I'm pretty sure at one point you guys might want to change the muffler. So changing the muffler on the Rebel is pretty easy. It's like 2 bolts, remove the muffler and slide the new one in. It's like a 15-20 minute job. On the Vulcan S, it's not that easy because the muffler is like a box sitting under the engine, so you're gonna have to remove the entire exhaust system and replace it with a new one. Okay, I hope I didn't forget anything. So I'm going to tell you which of this bike is my favorite. So between the Revo 500 and the Kawasaki Vulcan S, I chose the Kawasaki Vulcan S. I cannot tell you how much I love to ride this bike, and there's quite a few reasons I like this bike more. One is it's designed better. Second one, you can carry a passenger if you like. Third, this could be your first and last bike. They have so many aftermarket parts. You can customize this bike to your body, and you might not ever need to buy another bike. You will outgrow the Honda Rebel, and I'm going to tell you, between 6 months to a year, you are going to be looking for another bike. And the last reason is because these motorcycles handles the highway pretty good. You can do 80-90 miles an hour, keep up with traffic, and not feel any vibration at all. I cannot say the same thing about the Rebel. So this could be a motorcycle for the city, local, and highways. So there you have it, guys. So I got this seat, original seat that I got from eBay. I think I paid like $30. It was $30 or $40, pretty cheap. And the reason I got this because I want to fully customize it. I want to remove the foam, add a new foam, new padding, and gonna reshape it. Maybe I add a lumbar support in the back. And I didn't want to mess the original one because I don't have that much experience doing this. I did one time all the seats on my boat, and it came out okay. Not professional, so I think I can do it. But I decided to buy a used one, and then after right off of eBay, and not mess with the original one. And this is also the longest one available too. So we'll see how it come out. That will be another video because right now it's the end of November, and hopefully I get this done by spring 2024.